Yo, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today, going to be giving my thoughts on The Dark Knight. I went ahead and gave this a rewatch the other night, and it is honestly still just as good as the first time I had seen it. When I was a dumbass little 8-year-old kid that at that point had only experienced superhero movies through Spider-Man and Fantastic Four and Ghost Rider. I decided to rewatch this movie mainly because, well, I mean, it's just fucking amazing, but also the fact that I hadn't seen it in like a year, and I had watched the Pattinson Batman in that time, so I felt like it was a good time for me to go ahead and revisit this movie. And oh boy, am I glad I did, because this movie never disappoints. It has one of the best, if not, well, you know what, in my opinion, the best performance in cinema history with Heath Ledger as Joker. I mean, this man steals every single scene he is in, and he is the best part of the movie. There is no arguing it. He is just the absolute man. And he's not the only great performance. I mean, he is the best, in my opinion, again. But there is great performances from top to bottom in this entire movie. I mean, it is unbelievably stacked. Now, when it comes to the story of this movie, the pacing, the writing, all that shit, as a kid, I feel like a lot of it went directly over my head. But now, as a basic functioning adult with relative brain power, I was able to realize that this movie is insanely fucking well written. It's so cool seeing the games that Joker plays, not only with Batman, but also with everybody else, and how much he seems to enjoy it. I mean, he calls himself an agent of chaos, and it makes sense because this whole movie is basically him just fucking with people. And I was glued to it the entire time. It does have its scenes that, you know, kind of take a little bit to get going, but the payoff is so good, you really don't care how long it takes to get there. I mean, this is almost a 3-hour movie, and there's movies that are an hour and a half that feel like they're 3 times longer than this. I just think this is one of those rare instances where you basically have a perfect movie. Everything comes together so perfectly to form this beautiful creation. I don't know how you could have made it any better. And just for me, there is no other Batman movie, including the newest one with Pattinson, which I did like, the older ones with Keaton. I haven't watched the Kilmer one in a very long time, and I tried to watch Batman and Robin. I'm just gonna say tried. And I'm also a big fan of Batman v Superman. Just none of those movies end up hitting as much as The Dark Knight always does. And this is a 100% unequivocal, probably the most I can recommend a movie. I would say if you have not seen it, you do not need to be a comic fan. You do not even need to know who the fuck Batman is. It is that good. Now, with all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to let me know what your favorite Batman movie is. I'm curious. You know, there's a lot of them. It's kind of like Spider-Man, you know, Star Wars. Basically anything that is a franchise like that. It's kind of curious to see where everybody falls in there, you know, especially with Batman, which I feel like is kind of the most, I guess you would say, stylistic difference between like Nolan and Burton and Schumacher. I blanked on his name for a second. And also Matt Reeves. I don't know. The guy that did the Planet of the Apes. But anyway, I feel like there's a lot of differing opinions on Batman. You know, I mean, your favorite could be Batman and Robin. I won't judge. I mean, I like toy commercials too, just ones that aren't 2 hours long. That was some really low-hanging fruit, but you know what? I took it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.